Okay, I'm going to show you how I built this grappling dummy. This thing's been pretty sturdy. I've used it a little bit. Seems to be doing the trick. Um, it's made out of some cable, a lot of duct tape, and some pool noodles and some high density foam. Didn't really cost all that much to make, and it's been doing pretty well for me so far. So this is what we'll be making today. Okay, so here's what I'm starting with. These are the materials that I think I need based off what I saw online. I have some of the service cable here. I got 9 feet of it. Based on my measurements, I wanted to make sure that I had pieces long enough to do the legs all in one piece. And I'll show you guys what I mean when I get that going. Rather than just getting a bunch of the high density foam for the arms and legs, I'm going to try it with the pool noodles. I did get high density foam for the chest cavity. The broom is going to be for the head. Tennis balls for the elbows and knees, and I got some stuffing material, basically just a couple bed sheets and a thick sweater, and I got those from your Goodwill. And I got 2 rolls of duct tape. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, but we'll see. If not, I'll run out and get some more. And that's how I'm going to start. All right, so let's see how this goes. Okay, at this point I'm putting the arms on the body. I have a lot more to do. Basically I'm duct taping and an X pattern. I'll take one piece of tape and duct tape it this way, take another piece and duct tape it this way, and then I do that with this resting on the chair here so I get this side of it. I do a few of them and then I turn this over basically onto the floor and then X pattern it over on this side. And that way I'm getting support on both, equal support on both sides. So I'm going to put a lot more duct tape there to help support that really well, and see how that does. Okay, so I'm basically done with the arms. I'm now going to try to get the legs on there, and I'm going to do the same thing essentially. I'm just going to do an X pattern with duct tape, put a lot of duct tape on there. This seems to be holding really well. It's really solid. So I'm assuming that we'll have the same luck down here with the legs. So when I finish that up, I'll post another update. Okay, so the legs are attached to the frame now. It seemed to went really well. It's the same method as attaching the arms, obviously. Just duct tape, X pattern. The only thing I'm not sure about right now and questioning is the length of the torso piece. I had cut a shorter piece earlier. I think I cut it at 20 inches and it seemed like it was just too short. And I want this to simulate a 6 foot tall man. So I'm 6 foot tall, so I measured from my hips to my shoulders and it was about 24 inches. And so I cut this piece, which is 24 inches, and now it seems to be a little bit long. But I don't imagine an inch or two here or there is going to make that big of a difference. So we'll see when we get it all assembled how big this thing is. I'm hoping that my measurements are right. If not, it shouldn't be too hard to take apart. But we'll see. So as you can see, obviously the arms and the legs need to be adjusted still, so I need to saw some of that off, but we'll get to that part next. My next step is I'm going to use this mop to create the head. I'm probably going to cut it down about 3 inches here, and then use the mop part and a sweatshirt wrapped over it to form basically like a head shape. I'll do that I'll just duct tape all around it, and then I'll duct tape that piece to the frame. So wish me luck. Okay, so here's the head in process. Kind of shaping basically I stuffed the mop inside the sweater. I reinforced the handle here a lot with duct tape because I think that that's possibly a weak point. I'll probably add more duct tape there. You see, I'm trying to shape a chin. And basically what I did was I took the sweater, I wrapped it around the mop, and then I took the arms and I wrapped the arms around the bottom to try to make like a chin, so that way we have something to sink into when we're trying to do any chokes or triangles or whatnot. So that is in progress right now, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, real quick update. Here's the head. Pretty happy with it. It's a little bit lopsided, but I think I can maybe fix that with some little bit more tape on that side. I like the way the chin came out. That'll be the front of the head. And we're going to attach that here in a minute. Okay, another real quick update. This is for the head. I've attached the head. Basically what I did here was I slid the handle of the mop that I cut over top of the cable here, and then I wrapped some tape around, just kind of going this way a few times, and then I started doing an X pattern from the neck through this chest area. And basically what I did was I want this to be super strong, because this is probably going to get a lot of abuse, this part. So I alternated between at first just wrapping around here and then doing the X pattern. So a couple up here, just straight tying, straight taping, and then a couple X pattern. And then after I did that a few times, then I just went straight to X pattern from the top of the neck all the way down here. Sorry about that. All the way down here, and then the tape would come up and basically wrap around this arm. So it would go from this side over to this side, around the back, and then wrap around. So that is that's sturdy. It's not going anywhere. So that's the head. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that, I'm going to take a piece of that pool noodle, I'm going to cut it and wrap it around the neck to give it a little bit of a thicker feel. Okay, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to start building the body. Head's attached. I cut some of the pool noodle out for the shoulders and for the hips. I might cut those hips back a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. I have some of the heavy duty foam there on the back, and I'm going to put one piece on the front too, and in between those two pieces I'm going to stuff some of the bedding, like the bedding that I got from Goodwill, to kind of flesh it out a little bit, and then I'm just going to duct tape that whole thing. So that's going to be our next step. Okay, body progress so far. Nothing's taped up. I got the shoulders in. Looks like I had some extra space after I compressed everything down with the tape between the bottom of the cable here and the bottom of the body. So I cut a little bit of extra pool noodle in here and stuff that in there to take up that extra gap. I think that should probably take care of that, remedy that. But again, we'll see when it's all done. Okay, main part of the body is done. Start shaping the legs. I'm gonna have to cut some off there because that's about where the feet are. I think that's a good size for the legs, maybe the feet. Cut off right about there. Cut up the pool noodles and start adding into his thighs and shins and biceps and forearms, and trim down those arms and use the tennis balls to make some elbows and knees. All right, that's gonna be the next step. So almost there. I'm getting excited to try this thing out. Seems pretty sturdy so far. So, and it definitely needed more than 2 rolls of duct tape. I had another in my basement. We'll see if that gets us the rest of the way or if I need to get yet another. All right, so progress is coming along now. See, I've got the legs basically put together. Still need to get the feet done. I think I haven't measured out how long it's going to be. The legs are not exactly the same length, but I think it's close enough. I stood this thing up and it was fine. I could use it for throwing and whatnot. This gives you an example, at least, of how I'm basically putting the lens together. It's basically two pieces of this pool noodle. That little piece in between the two is half a tennis ball. I cut in half using a Spyderco knife. I'll show you that in a second. When I'm putting this stuff on, I'm basically taking the duct tape and taping this way so it's attached, and then wrapping it around, and I'll do that all the way down. I'll do that with the other arm. The last thing I'll have to do after this is build the feet, so I'll do like a quick video update of the feet being built when it's ready for that. And then here's the Spyderco knife I used to cut the tennis ball. It's nice because it had the sharp edge where I could puncture the tennis ball, and then the serrated edge where I could rip to get it cut in half. Okay. Alright, final step is the feet. I think that what I'm going to do is try using what remains of the pool noodles, slip it over the foot, put a sock over it, and duct tape it all up. And that should give me flexibility to bend the feet the way that I want to, and also protect me from that cable so I don't get stabbed with it. Alright, let's see how that goes. Okay, this is the finished deal, at least the first version of this. Picked it up and messed with it a little bit. It seems pretty sturdy. Kind of wish the legs were a little bit thicker. I might think about that as an upgrade sometime, but I don't know. I need to play with this for a little bit. It may not even be an issue. So my next step is to put a gi on it and try some drills.